Good evening, I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
And we welcome you to our Twilight Talks. Tonight we are in Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 7 through 15. Tyler?
Now it happened when Sanballat, Tobiah, the Arabs, the Ammonites, and the Ashdodites heard that the walls of Jerusalem were being restored and the gaps were beginning to be closed, they became very angry, and all of them conspired together to come and attack Jerusalem and create confusion. Nevertheless, we made our prayer to our God, and because of them we set a watch against them day and night. Then Judah said, "The strength of the laborers is failing, and there is so much rubbish that we are not able to build the wall." And our adversaries said, "They will neither know nor see anything till we come into their midst and kill them and cause the work to cease." So it was when the Jews who dwelt near them came, that they told us 10 times, "From whatever place you turn, they will be upon us." Therefore I positioned men behind the lower parts of the wall at the openings, and I set the people according to their families, with their swords, their spears, and their bows. And I looked and arose and said to the nobles, to the leaders, and to the rest of the people, "Do not be afraid. Remember the Lord great and awesome, and fight for your brethren, your sons, your daughters, your wives, and your houses." And it happened when our enemies heard that it was known to us, and that God had brought their plot to nothing, that all of us returned to the wall, everyone to his work.
All right. So it's an interesting thing here. Whether you're reading Ezra or Nehemiah, you had different people that said, hey, let us have a part in rebuilding the wall. Well, here's my question. If it was important for you to rebuild Jerusalem and to share in its honor, how come you didn't rebuild it for the last 70 to 100 years? Because from the time that Nebuchadnezzar destroyed it till the third, there will be 3 decrees to rebuild the wall. Till that third decree is over 100 years. It's about 150 as a matter of fact. So, but none of the people in the land who weren't Jews tried to rebuild it. None of the Jews tried to rebuild it. The exiles coming back, they get started, then they stop. They get started, then they stop. With Nehemiah, they're going to finish it. They're going to get this thing done. Okay? But some of the Jews hear about the plot. And what's their thing? They tell them 10 times, "There's no way to win this. There's no way to win this. Just give up." You say, "I don't read that." Well, let's see, what is it they said? They said, our enemies said they will know nothing, see nothing. When the Jews who lived near them came, they said to us 10 times, "From all the places where they live, they will come up against us." Telling me that one time, okay, our enemy said they're going to come up against us from everywhere. When you tell me 10 times, you know what that is? What's the F word for that, Tyler? Might be the F word or the AF word. Fear.
Fear or afraid.
Fear or afraid. When I'm trying to get you to buy into what I'm trying to 10 times, I'm trying to generate fear in you too. No, I don't see that. Okay, fine. It is what it is. What's Nehemiah's solution? Then let's make sure everybody has the means to defend themselves. All right. Now I'm going to address something here. Some of you go to churches where your pastors say stuff like, if the government says for everybody to surrender everything, you should do it. I read the Word of God. God never ever told his people to be disarmed. God never ever told his people any of this stuff. You say, no, it's a different thing. It's a different thing when Jesus says, if they sue you for your coat, give them your cloak also. If they compel you to go 1 mile, go 2. You say, what about turn the other cheek? In your life as an individual, you have certain choices that you can make. This isn't about Tobiah or Sanballat slapping Nehemiah. This is about a group of people who are the enemy of God trying to destroy the children of God, trying to stop them from the work of God, trying to hinder them from God's purposes. And I find it interesting that when they came back as exiles, that they had enough weaponry to equip basically half of the people all the time. Now you say, but brother, we live in a spiritual age. Then fine. You put as much time and effort into developing your spiritual weaponry as a military man puts into developing his skill for the battlefield. But don't lose sight of the fact, sometimes you have to fight. Sometimes you have to stand up. Sometimes the enemy has one goal, and that is to take what you have, to kill you, and leave everything in ruins. And sometimes you have to stand up and say, not today, not today. And if you don't have that fire in your gut, then don't blame anybody else in the church for why the church isn't stronger wherever it is. Look at yourself, and then go read what Paul says. Be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Having done all to stand, then stand. Hold your ground. Don't back up. Never retreat. Never surrender. Other thoughts, my brother?
No, sir.
With that, I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
We bid you good night.